Now let's find out what's happening here in Lagos. I'm joined by Executive Chairman, Yaba Local Council Development Area, Kayode Omiyale. Mr. Omiyale, in Osun, they already have 3,000 bags of rice. Do you have an idea how many bags that have been received in Lagos? And has Yaba LCDA started to receive any of these palliatives?
Thank you for having me, and good afternoon, dear viewers. For now, to the best of my knowledge, these activities has not commenced in the local government. It is yet to commence. That is the palliative from the federal government. We are yet to have it in any of the local governments in Lagos State. But despite that, the local governments, all the 20 local governments and 37 FCTA in Lagos State, all of us have been on our toes to make sure that before the arrival of that of the federal support, at a little effort, we have been doing something for members of the community. And virtually all the local government and LCDAs, they have engaged in one palliative activities or the other. Virtually all the 20 local governments and 7 LCDAs. And that is what is happening in Lagos State now. Palliative is going around in all the 57 local government in Lagos State.
Does Yaba LCDA has its own social register, just in case you take delivery of some of these palliatives? Do you already have a list and the details of the poorest of the poor in your local council development area?
Yes, we have the register of the vulnerable people in our local government. And that is what I'm saying, that as at this evening, we are yet to receive any palliative from the federal government for the register members. But as I've said earlier on, what I'm saying is that each local government, they have their own programs in which they are trying to go ahead before the federal government. So the issue of palliative is going on in Lagos State, but we have not been using the social register that's been compiled at our own local level. What we are considered is, yes, we are selecting the vulnerable members in our communities, and we have people from the CAN, we have people from the MAN, we have people from Community Development Association, we have people, the aged people, the widows, as well as the retirees. And that is what we have been following. Because we are the grassroots government, we know who and who. Even without looking at our register, we know where we can pick them, and we know we have our officers on the field for selecting all these people. And that is what we are doing presently, and it's still ongoing.
This current intervention that you are talking about, different from the one we're expecting from the federal government, how exhaustive is it? And just how many people have you reached, and how are you reaching them?
Well, in my own local government, we have reached about 5,000 people. And I know that because we are comparing notes in all the local government and LCDA in Lagos State, I think the list each local government might have done, cannot be less than 3,000 as at last count.
All right, so let us touch on some other very important things happening in Lagos. Yesterday, for the first time since 1999, we saw that 17 out of the 39 names sent by Mr. Governor to the House of Assembly were rejected. I spoke with the chief press secretary to the governor last night, who mentioned that Governor Sanwo-Olu is the first governor to have reached out to all of the local government areas to have their contribution to this commissioner nominees list. I'm wondering how Yaba LCDA is reacting to this, and precisely if you can confirm if you also contributed to that list.
Well, in the first instance, by the time the selection of the commissioners commences in Lagos State, I'm very quite aware that the signal was given to all the 20 local governments to forward the nominees And I'm very sure that in my local government, in Yaba SCD here, we have our own nominees. And I'm happy to announce that Honorable Bola Olumegbon is among our nominees, is on the list. And we have another one, Dr. Folashade Adefisayo. And I'm happy to announce that two of them were scaled through the shortlisting from the government, from the governor. But at the screening of at the House of Assembly, only Bola Olumegbon has been cleared. But we are trusting God that probably before the whole exercise, come to an end, the second nominee can also be cleared. But having said that, I have to say that in Lagos State, democracy is in action, where we have separations of power, the executives and the legislatives. Yes, the governor have sent the list to the legislative arms of the government, and they have done their own assignment. They have sent the list to the governor, and I know that the governor can still look at the list, send it back. Probably, if but have looked at some of the issues raised by the House of Assembly, probably the governor might have one or two defense as I regard those people that have forwarded their names to the House of Assembly. So the judge just still continue. The consultations still continue. The party leaders are still there to intervene at certain points.
All right.
To debunk some of the claims that probably maybe some of them are not from that particular local government. But I want to assure you that as far as mainland local government is concerned, especially FCT, the nominees from our local government, they are from the nominees from the local government. Right. They are handpicked.
They're not handpicked.
We are trusting God. One has been cleared.
Right.
We are hoping that the second one will also be cleared.
I like that you say you're trusting God. They say with God, nothing is impossible. Perhaps, your disqualified candidates can be picked again. Executive Chairman, Yaba Local Council Development Area, Kayode Omeyale, thank you so much for talking to us on the program this evening.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And that's our program today. You can watch a repeat broadcast at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I'm back at 6 p.m. tomorrow with another exciting edition. But join us again at the top of the hour for more stories. I am N5bn.